Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Hope they're great. We are continuing the 5 things to get to know 5 things that influence five things. Today we're talking bands, musical acts, musical people. Five five bands that had a huge impact on me. The first band, I believe this is the first chronologically. Also, there's many bands I sought out before this band, or before this person. But when this person entered my life, or this band entered my life, that it had a massive impact on me, and that is Nine Inch Nails. Trent Reznor is a phenomenal songmaker, a phenomenal artist, just unbelievable. And at the point where I was in my life when I found Nine Inch Nails, which was like 10 or 11, 12, right, maybe it was when Downward Spiral came out, but I think it was actually Broken. I'm pretty sure it was Broken. I was just floored by how much I took away from that music and how much it helped me process my own demons, which I think is a lot of what Trent was trying to do in his music. Again, there was a lot of bands before that I had a big connection with, but it was more a big connection with just I liked their music, whereas with Trent and with Nine Inch Nails, I liked the entire package. I liked the lyrics, the music was fascinating. The CDs, like the way that he packaged his music, and the art that he chose for his covers, and I was all in. Still am. I still absolutely love Trent, and I listen to all the new things he puts out, and I really like what he's been doing with Atticus Ross lately. So yeah. The second group that had that big of an impact, I believe, is Dave Matthews. I was a drummer in high school. I wanted to be a drummer in a band, but I was never good enough, and I never had the discipline enough to practice. And Carter Beauford is the drummer for Dave Matthews, and he is just on a completely different plane, just fascinating. On top of that, Dave is a really strong songwriter, really strong lyricist. Really loved his music a lot, and it had a lot of impact on me. So going from Nine Inch Nails, which was this very dark, very grungy, industrial, just angst-filled sound, to Dave Matthews, which was always very loving, very open, very jovial. Those were that reflects a very big transition in my life when I came into Dave Matthews. So I guess we'll just take these. I didn't put these in chronological order, so I'm going to rearrange. Continuing in chronological order, the next band would be Cake. I had heard Cake a lot as a teenager, especially not Blisters in the Sun. That's a completely different band. Going the Distance, heard that a lot. But I had a friend when I was stationed in Hawaii who listened to a couple of their albums, and I was just enamored. And Cake was the first musical act I listened to where I thought I could make music like that. And they were all in on being artists, and they were kind of the first introduction I had to people trying to make their own way in the world. Not only did they make music, they also made T-shirts. They had tried to hand make T-shirts in their apartments to make a living so they could buy insurance. They were really just bought into the artist life, and their music is just fun. It's goofy. It's silly. It's just a very uplifting group, and they definitely have carried me through some times when I needed to just have a good time. So that's Cake. Immediately following that would be Flogging Molly, which I've I've become friends with some of the band members at this point in my life. It's been 21 years of seeing them live. I discovered them in 2001, and a friend of mine introduced me to them, and they kind of became my anthem for the summer of 2002. And I saw them that summer, and I was doing a lot of kayaking, and they were really just there with me through all of that, and had just a massive. They've had just like there's been a time in my life where that's all I've listened to for years was just Flogging Molly. I didn't want to hear anything else. Maybe that's not true, but they were at the top. Irish punk, Irish rock, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Fantastic group. Fantastic. And the most recent would be the Lumineers. I really love the duo, just let's make music because we like music, not because we need to sell albums or whatever. And I feel like the two guys that make up the Lumineers have captured that so well. Like they're doing what they love. They're making music and they're making fantastic folk sounds. I've always loved minimalism, and they really pull off a whole lot with just a string instrument, maybe a bass kick and some claps or whatever. Like they're just this very wholesome folk sound. Absolutely love all of their work. Again, like yesterday, there's a ton of things that I could say outside of this group. Pearl Jam has been a band of mine that I've seen dozens of times and I've followed them forever, but I don't know that they've had an impact on my life. I just really like their music. But I've never really sat and fell deeply in love with the messages that they were portraying. Other things like very recently, Louis the Child. I remember hearing one of their beats on a Kia commercial and just fell in love, and I've been following them for a long time. There's a lot of R&B that I didn't mention. I probably should. I feel like maybe leaving off something like Nappy Roots is a bad thing because they had a massive impact on me as well as Snoop and Dr. Dre. But I feel like these 5 bands really tell a story of my life from like this angst-filled depression teen through moments of happiness to moments of just frustration and energy to kind of mellow and welcoming adulthood. Yeah. There we go. 5 bands. What are yours? Put them in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is sojourn. It is a noun meaning a temporary visit or stay. The Israelites sojourned in the desert lasted for 40 long years. Sojourn. S-A-J-O-U-R-N. Why? That's not temporary, but I was thinking like the sojourner, was that what is that? Or for some reason I'm thinking of Forgotten Realms when I hear the word sojourn and I don't know why.